This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, work is underway on replacing the slate roof on a Category 1 listed Dunedin building. The long weekend brought tourism to the fore in the south, with some people taking to the skies. And grassroots rugby is set to begin again this month, governed by social distancing rules. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Sophie Morris. Work is well underway replacing the slate tiles in one of Dunedin's historic buildings. The Dunedin City Council was refurbishing the Category 1 listed Chingford stables to the tune of around $100,000.
The roof of Dunedin's historic Chingford stables in North East Valley is currently undergoing a much-needed replacement. The work is being supervised by craftsman slate specialist John Megan.
We're taking the old roof off, which was quite dilapidated, and we're putting a new slate roof on.
It's thought the original slates came from an old quarry near Timaru. The 6,500 replacement slates come from Spain and were chosen to match the original colour and shapes.
These are Iberian slates, yes. Yep. And they're good quality Iberian. A lot of Iberian slate is not the best, but these are really good. But you get bad quality Welsh slate as well. So it's swings and roundabouts, but these are good quality.
The stables is a historic Category 1 building dating back to the 1870s, and Megan says there's signs the roof has undergone previous repairs since it was first built 150 years ago.
It's had something done to it within the last 50 years. Just looking at the nails that have come off, that they're not 120 years old. You know, like you can tell from the old nails. And these have got, some of the nails have got an initial in them. So some firm, they put the initial on top of the nail, the slate nail, and some of these nails I've taken off have had the initial on, so probably quite recent, you know, like within the last 50 years.
The current spruce up also includes repairing some roof timbers and repainting the building's exterior, with a total cost estimated to be around $100,000. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Black Lives Matter and I Can't Breathe signs were in abundance in Dunedin's Octagon on Sunday as hundreds showed their solidarity with protesters in the United States. The peaceful protest was one of several in New Zealand following the death of African-American George Floyd while being arrested in Minneapolis. People stood in unity against racism while others spoke out against colonisation. Some said they're unhappy about a trial of New Zealand police teams carrying firearms. The organisers asked people at the protest to keep to groups of 30, comply with contact tracing efforts and maintain physical distancing. A police spokeswoman said she was not aware of any issues at yesterday's Dunedin protest. Balloonists took to the skies as part of a busy weekend for tourism in the south. Operators and hospitality business owners are hoping the tourism buzz from Queen's birthday weekend will lead to a sustained shift in fortunes after the COVID-19 lockdown. Sunrise Balloons lived up to its name on Sunday morning, launching its first flight since the lockdown into the clear skies of the Wakatipu Basin.
It's pretty magical. We've never been in a hot air balloon before. Yeah, it's a cool experience.
Balloon pilot Carrick McLellan has been flying balloons in the South Island for 11 years and says the venture is very much a family business.
Mum and Dad set up the business back in '98, so yeah, always been a flying family, so ballooning was just a progression on that, and here we are, beautiful place to do it, Wakatipu Basin, Queenstown.
He says it's good to be back in the basket, with the company now catering pretty much exclusively to New Zealanders.
We've dropped our price a wee bit to suit the Kiwis and what we call locals now. We've got a fair amount of locals on right now, but local expands to the whole of New Zealand these days, so we are good to go. Bookings come in. Lots of people here this weekend, Queen's birthday weekend, so it's looking good.
In Queenstown, the South today.
A man who was taken to hospital after consuming drugs had to be sedated and returned after he left Dunedin Public Hospital with a needle still in his arm. Police say the man was found at his home on Sunday having seizures after he took a cocktail of drugs, including MDMA. He was taken to Dunedin Hospital, but later absconded with an IV line still in his arm. The man was found at his home again, where he was still having seizures. He was sedated and taken back to hospital. After having been delayed due to the coronavirus pandemic, sports clubs are preparing to resume training. Competitive inter-club games are set to resume towards the end of June or early July.
Otago Rugby Football Union staff and club members came together at Dunedin's North Ground this week to confirm dates for starting this year's season, which has been delayed by COVID-19. ORFU Club and Schools Liaison Officer Simon Wallace says volunteers have spent some time over the last week getting systems in place so rugby clubs can get back into training.
Simple messages though that everyone's abiding by, healthy hand hygiene, contact tracing measures, and then also limiting our physical distancing when we can, acknowledging that we are a contact sport and we are going to come into those close quarters as well.
Wallace says the rugby clubs will all be on the same software for contact tracing.
We're using a function called ID.me, which is from our sporty providers which do our player registrations, and no different to the cafes. So our clubs have set up unique codes for their venues. Players update their details within an app on their phone, and they can check into training so their club administrators know who and when those players were at training.
Coach Development Officer for Otago Rugby, Sealana Mapasoa, says the pandemic has taught people how to show resilience against adversity.
I think the most drastic thing in my career was probably the post falling down at Carisbrook. But yeah, nothing of this magnitude, so we're all learning and we're all having to adapt and adjust to all the obstacles that's thrown us, and if anything it's just taught us that we can get through.
And he's looking forward to players and spectators getting back on the playing fields around town.
Kids out there running around, having a good time with their mates. I'm looking forward to seeing parents and families supporting from the sidelines, and I'm looking forward to seeing some good rugby being played, and just people just enjoying being part of the community again.
Actual rugby games between teams are set to resume with pre-season matches from the 20th of June, and the Metro competition begins 2 weeks later on July the 4th. In Dunedin, the South today.
Still to come on the South today, fire crews have been kept busy in Queenstown, and members of Dunedin's Pacific Highlands sporting community receive accolades.
الرحمن الرحيم المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
Wrens are Otago's painting, tiling and plastering experts. Offering a free measure and quote, Wrens is a name you can trust to get the job done right. Call Wrens today on 477 9384 or visit wrens.co.nz.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Do you know Youth Grow in North East Valley? It's an awesome plant nursery where young people can work and learn life skills. You can now order your vegetable seedlings, herbs, bulbs and shrubs over the phone or by email. Either pick up your order on Norwood Street in North East Valley or they can deliver to you. Look for Youth Grow Garden Centre on Facebook or visit youthgrow.org.nz. Happy gardening!
Heaven Sent Pet Cremations knows that losing a pet is like losing a family member, and we have many special ways for you to keep their memory dear to your heart. From caskets, remembrance pendants to remembrance spheres. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Welcome back. A Queenstown house was extensively damaged in a blaze early yesterday morning, with many fire crews from the area rushing to the scene.
There's not much left of this Tucker Beach Road house after Monday morning's fire ripped through the building. Fire and Emergency New Zealand say the alarm was sounded about 5:45 a.m, with the first crews arriving within 10 minutes. On their arrival, they found a single-storey residential dwelling well on fire. There were no injuries as a result of the blaze, and it's not being treated as suspicious, but the cause is yet to be determined. 3 pumps responded from Queenstown, 1 from Frankton, 1 from Arrowtown, with 2 further support vehicles. Firefighters quickly contained the blaze, and it was extinguished by 8:30 a.m. In Queenstown, the South Today.
Dunedin South Pacific Rugby League and Sports Club has won this year's University of Otago Innovation in Sport Awards. The club is unique in having no club rooms. Instead, it is a family-orientated culture which glues the people together.
There are thousands of sports clubs in New Zealand, but for this club, the innovation around culture, family and well-being has been second to none. Starting as a rugby league club in the early 90s, it's now involved in a variety of sports. The University of Otago Innovation in Sport Award for 2020 goes to the South Pacific Rugby League and Sports Club.
So you guys have been involved now for 26 years. It's quite an incredible time. Can you take us back 26 years and how that started out for you guys?
I guess that's me. I was 6, so it started with the rugby league team. My dad was one of the coaches and played. A couple of our members that still play today, their dads or uncles were also playing then too, so it's really just kind of carried on like that.
How long did it take before you got into progressing into different sports?
So 2006 we started a basketball teams as part of the club for a bunch of us that were leaving high school. We hadn't played netball in a while. We'd had some of our younger friends from university that were the same. They wanted to play netball but didn't really want to play for any other clubs. They just wanted to play with their mates again. So we were like, oh yeah, we'll have a netball team. That year we held trials and we ended up having 3 teams. We started playing softball again as a bunch of mates and brought that into the club. Same with the volleyball. Same again with touch, so we have a bunch of our members that all play touch together, and the same thing, they wanted to make that more official and came under the club. It's
just all about people want to be involved and be together. I know you do different things, that you don't have club rooms.
So the last 2 years, Alhambra Union have been kind enough to kind of welcome us into their club rooms, which has been really awesome. But I think for some of our members it's still quite different. They're not used to it. We're not used to having that kind of that home. Every month or so we would usually have some kind of social event where we would go to different places. We've had prize givings here at the Eco Centre, other events here. We've had different events around Dunedin, which for us is actually really important in supporting different kind of local businesses and stuff like that. Yeah.
So if I'm keen and I'm watching this video and want to get involved, How do I get hold of you guys?
You can find us on Instagram, on our Facebook page, and through those probably the easiest way. But then we have a club email address as well, people just get in touch.
Congratulations guys. Awesome club, awesome environment that you guys have created for the last 26 plus years. Thanks so much for what you're doing in Otago, and keep it going for another 26 years, please.
Thank you.
Thanks.
After the break on the South today, we continue with this year's ASB Otago Sports Awards coverage, and we check out tomorrow's weather.
Shall I make some scones?
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Wrens are Otago's painting, tiling and plastering experts. Offering a free measure and quote, Wrens is a name you can trust to get the job done right. Call Wrens today on 477 9384 or visit wrens.co.nz. Heaven Sent Pet Cremations knows that losing a pet is like losing a family member, and we have many special ways for you to keep their memory dear to your heart. From caskets, remembrance pendants to remembrance spheres. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Do you know Youth Grow in North East Valley? It's an awesome plant nursery where young people can work and learn life skills. You can now order your vegetable seedlings, herbs, bulbs and shrubs over the phone or by email. Either pick up your order on Norwood Street in North East Valley or they can deliver to you. Look for Youth Grow Garden Centre on Facebook or visit youthgrow.org.nz. Happy gardening!
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
Bowel cancer is the second highest cause of cancer death in New Zealand.
And New Zealand's got a higher rate of bowel cancer than many other Western countries.
Because it's one of those areas of the body that we don't talk about often enough.
It is one of those silent killers almost, that if it strikes and if you develop symptoms, sometimes it's too late.
So it's a major issue.
Welcome back. St Mary's School pupils took part in a teddy bears picnic last Friday. The Dunedin school held the picnic to show appreciation for their soft toys, who encouraged people to go hunting for bears in windows during lockdown.
Today we're celebrating Teddy Bears Picnic, and we're thanking all of the teddy bears who helped us during our time at home when we'll go on our walks and seeing them in the windows. So today is our opportunity to say thank you to those teddy bears, and also to all of the teddy bears and all of the things that they give us as well, extra cuddles and listening to us read our stories during our Learning from Home time. During lockdown we had a Learning from Home website, and the children shared lots of their adventures and the numbers of teddies that they had collected during that time, and our families were all deeply involved in having teddy bears on display for other children to see as well.
Continuing with this year's ASB Otago Sports Awards coverage on the South today, we're profiling the 3 finalists in the NZME Sportswoman of the Year category.
Holly Robinson, Athletics. It was all about peaking at the IPC World Championships this season for Tyree Athletics' Holly Robinson. Throwing over 40 metres at mid-year events in Australia showed great promise for the champs in Dubai in November. Once again, it came down to a battle of the greats, with world record holder Holly duelling with her nemesis from Great Britain. In the end, it took a championship record throw to pip Holly into second place, easily taking the silver medal and adding another top result to her amazing career. The prospect of a rematch is keenly anticipated in 2020 for Holly Robinson. Courtney Duncan, Motocross. Winning the race that won the championship by a massive 12 seconds exemplified what Courtney Duncan is to motocross. Dominant. Despite a dramatic crash in the first round of the World Motocross Series, the Kawasaki rider won 9 of the 10 tour races. For the 23-year-old from Palmerston, it's the culmination of a dream she's been pursuing since she was 7. The Bike at Dixon Racing team rider may have taken the prize of the golden helmet, but was keen to recognise the team around her who helped her get to the pinnacle. On top of the world, but grounded in Palmerston, Courtney Duncan. Gina Crampton, Netball. The Ascot Park Hotel's Southern Steel co-captain kept racking up the milestones in the past season. She's one of only 2 players to have played 50 ANZ Premiership games for the team, cementing her role as the mid-court linchpin for the side. 2019 also saw Gina named the ANZ Premiership Player of the Year. On the international stage, Gina had plenty of court time in the undefeated Vitality Netball Nations Cup campaign in England, and aided the Silver Ferns to sensationally win the Netball World Cup. She's nothing but the best for every team lucky enough to have her on court. Gina Crampton.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South today. The scaffold is high and work is underway on replacing the slate roof on a Category 1 listed Dunedin building. The long weekend brought tourism to the fore in the south, with some people taking to the skies as balloon enthusiasts made the most of the calm conditions. And grassroots rugby is set to begin again this month, governed by social distancing guidelines, amongst the other rules of engagement. And time now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Craig.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The government unveiled today more of its budget package, sort of focusing on apprenticeships. It confirmed that they're going to be scrapping fees for apprentices in a variety of sectors. That's really designed to try and get more people into the sector and into trades training in general. It's shaping to save some of these apprentices thousands of dollars a year in fees. So quite an incentive there. We've spoken to both the SIT and Targa Polytech. They've naturally welcomed the announcement. Polytech in particular indicating that they're looking at offering more apprenticeship programs on the back of this, but also providing more pathway for Maori and Pacifica students as well. So some good initiatives there. Builders and Plumbers Association, spoke to them as well. They're pretty thrilled about it. Interesting, the plumbers, they offer their apprenticeships to repay the fees provided they pass, so there's an incentive there from them as well. But big bonus, and everyone's pretty happy about it, so that's good. Also, the Prime Minister today also suggesting that we might be able to move to level 1 a bit more quickly than we'd hoped, possibly as early as next Wednesday. So great relief to many, particularly those in business locally. We've talked to Chamber President Dougal McGowan, who's welcomed the prospect, said it's going to give the businesses a bit more flexibility and also enable them to get more customers through the door, which is pretty vital at the moment, as you can imagine. But also those people working in offices there, if they come back, they're more likely to go out and buy a coffee and lunches and do a bit of lunchtime shopping as well, which we all enjoy. So, yeah, made to go around. On our fresh pages, we've got recipes from Annabelle Langbine. Sort of now that we're also allowed to gather a bit more, she's focused with some recipes for dinner parties with a winter flavour, so well worth a look. And on the sporting front, we'll follow on from your piece about Otago Sports Awards. It's really dragged on this year. It's usually wrapped up in one night in May, but because of COVID they couldn't have their function, of course, so we've been profiling it over the last month in the ODT. Tomorrow we will announce the Otago Sportswoman of the Year. I know who the winner is, but you'll have to buy the paper to find out.
Great, well, thank you, Craig. All of that and more in tomorrow's ODT. And time now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with the southern view, the poles at St Clair Beach. Looking at the situation, a depression is deepening in the Tasman Sea and is due to move over central New Zealand on Thursday, bringing wintry showers and snow on the hills. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport are looking at cloudy skies, showers and 15 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim can expect some clouds, rain and 14 degrees. In Canterbury, cloudy here as well. Kaikoura aims for 15 degrees, Christchurch heads for 16, while those in Ashburton can expect cloudy skies and 17 degrees. To the southern towns, those in the Catlins, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore are set for light winds and clear skies. The Catlins can expect 15 degrees, while Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore should reach 14. Heading to central Otago, all centres can expect northerlies and rain. Queenstown should reach 14, Wanaka 15, Te Anau 14 and Alexandra 16. To the northern towns, on the coast, Timaru and Oamaru are due for moderate northeasterlies, high cloud increasing and 16 degrees. Inland, Twizel and Omarama can expect freshening northerlies, late rain and 15 degrees. In Dunedin, some cloud and northerly breezes tonight with an overnight low of 8. High cloud increasing and lowering during the day tomorrow with a high of 15 and a low of 9 with rain developing at night. Cloudy with periods of rain on Thursday with very cold southerly winds. Snow showers to 400 metres late in the day, a high of 9 and a low of 4. And in Invercargill, some cloud tonight with an overnight low of 9. Mostly fine tomorrow with high cloud developing, moderate northwesterly winds and some rain during the evening, a high of 15 and a low of 8. On Thursday, rain eases to wintry showers and strong gusty southerly winds with some hail likely, a high of 8 and a low of 4. That's all for our news this Tuesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.